The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is CNEagles.com, and I'm Mark and Sarah. And the Carson-Newman men's soccer team suffering their second loss of the season. They dropped 3-2 to Marseille. And Coach, your team fell behind in this one in the first half, 2-0, but they managed to come back and tie the game before the late goal. Was it nice to see the resiliency on your team to come back and tie this game in such an adverse situation?
Yeah, I think it's always one of those storylines where you're hoping that we go on and win it, but maybe pay back for last year. But the guys who worked extremely hard to get back in, they made it difficult. The shot count was double for us against them, but I didn't see any clear-cut chances for us to win this game tonight. I think the chances that we got, we struggled to create, but the boys got back into it. You have to be proud of their efforts, but to concede the goal that we did in the end and to lose a game like that, it's a bit disappointing because we knew that's what they were going to do all night.
It seems like after they took their 2-0 lead, Marcel, they were content to just kind of sit back. Their offense went into a shell, and they didn't try and do too much. Does that make it tougher for you guys to come back in this game?
Yeah, it does. I think mentally as well, though, for us, we've those games where we've went down a goal, we haven't done too well trying to get back into it. So it was good to see that resilience. But teams are going to sit deeper and deeper and try and hold on to that lead. And then, of course, when we got the game changed right before half, and then the second half it was kind of just bombarding. And we were patient. We made the change, and we got a goal instantly with Thibault moving up top. And then from there, we thought we were going to go on and win it for sure. We had a couple of chances, but they've created one good chance, and we've not done our job properly, and they get the goal. So I mean, they stuck around. They hung into the game. They could have hung their heads after the second goal went in for us, but they've came back and managed to get the third goal. And so, but again, for us, awful defending.
Do you feel like a close loss like this, a tough loss for your team, is kind of going to be a character building experience for your squad?
We hope so. We've got a special group. I think we have a great team. We have a group of individuals that are working hard. We've seen players in the starting 11 that come into pre-season. We weren't expecting them to play, and now through injury or through opportunity, these players have earned in the starting 11. They've made the most of it. Like, we got a freshman in there, Evan Hart. He's playing fantastic, and tonight maybe a little bit off. Ellis, freshman, fantastic. Tom Reed's Tom Reed, but I mean, he was off a little bit, but these guys, they work so hard for each other, and that's what makes it disappointing, because you feel like your team earns it more than them. We worked so hard all night, grinding and trying to create chances, and perhaps I think on the evening we're the better night, at least the better team statistically on the night. But it's a shame. You're disappointed for your players, because they're a great team. They work hard for each other. You could see they wanted to go, and they were right at the finish line. We just couldn't cross it.
And how quickly does the focus for your team turn from this game into taking this experience, learning from it, and moving on to Queens?
That's the hard part. They get to go back, they'll do homework and hang out and do whatever, and then we have to go and sit and think about it and what can we do better. But it's tough. The schedule's tough. They don't have a lot of time to hang their heads and feel sorry. And we talked to them about having that little violin story today at halftime. Looked like we just felt sorry for ourselves. They don't have time for that. We've got to pick our heads up and march on to Queens and see if we can't get the train rolling again.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thanks, man.
He's Richard Moodie. I'm Mark and Sarah. This is CNEagles.com.